Hi, I'm Marcus Vasey, and this is the first of a series of videos that I'm going to be making about the esoteric tarot. I'm going to be sharing some of the wisdom and the knowledge that I've gained over the last 20 years or so working with the tarot cards, and I'm going to present my personal point of view, which, if it serves you in any way, great, take it, use it, make it your own, and if it doesn't serve you in any way, then don't. And what's more important when receiving any knowledge from anybody else is to discern what works for you, what resonates with you, and what doesn't. And whatever doesn't, you can just put to one side, and what does resonate with you, you can use without, trying to be too judgmental about the story, but do sit with yourself and practice a little bit of discernment whenever you're receiving any of these teachings. So I'm going to be sharing over this course of a set of videos that I'm going to be making over the next few months, a whole bunch of the understandings that I've learned about ways of reading the tarot, different definitions of the cards, different ways of looking at the cards. Some of this you may have heard before, some of this you may see as a traditional way of reading the cards, and some ways might be a little bit more personal to me. Either way, it's what's more important for me to share is the way we work with the tarot and the reasons for doing it. And I'm going to be sharing some of the ideas about how to do that. For example, one of the most important things that I think the tarot is it acts as a bridge between the conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So when you pick cards subconsciously, you don't know what you're picking, but your inner self does. Your inner guide knows exactly what you're picking. So it becomes this message that you're receiving from this inner aspect of yourself to the outer aspect of yourself. And you're looking at the symbols, you're looking at the pictures on the cards, and you're trying to decipher what the meaning is. You're trying to listen to the message, and this openness and this willingness to receive becomes one of the greatest exercises, if you like, to start to communicate with your inner guide, your inner intuition. And the way you react according to what you receive, what you hear, what you might see as a vision or receive as a certain inner understanding at any given moment is going to increase your trust in this intuition. And this is mostly, this is, for me, it's the most important thing that I can share, is that the tarot and these cards is a practice of finding your inner guide within. This is the most important part about it. It's not about reading the future, it's about being your own guide and learning to trust your intuition more and more and more. Over the years, the cards have blown my mind so many times, just giving completely, super strong and direct answers to people's questions, answers to my own questions. It has helped me, expand my understanding about what the cards mean and all of the pictorial symbols and the definitions that you can find inside of them. It's been kind of a mind-opening journey for me. This is my attempt to share this a little bit with the world, and share a little bit of my enthusiasm that I still hold with the tarot, and how it can be, a wonderful gift and a wonderful tool for everybody and anybody who wishes to experiment with it a little bit. So the Hollywood's version of the tarot is going to be a reading of the future, and there's going to be something dramatic in the cards, and we're going to look at, the devil and the lovers and the death card come up, and it's going to be a shocking sort of story. I don't believe in this type of Hollywood version of the tarot. For me, reading the future is not a reason that I use the tarot. I like to understand the dynamics that are taking place in the present moment. If you understand who you are right here, right now, which means the emotional energy that you hold in any given moment, your desires and your ideas that are flowing through your head, if you understand your conditioning, which is a little bit more tricky because this is a lot of our unconscious past and our pre-programmed life story, much of which can be in a shadow for our consciousness. In other words, we don't see, is in the darkness and we don't see it. But the more and more we learn to understand ourselves, the more we will understand how we are creating our future and why we are creating the future that we are creating. So self-awareness in the present moment is really where the real power sits, as far as being able to choose to create your own future. And this is the way I will always choose to use the tarot, in order to understand what's going on right here, right now, in this present moment, so that we can become more conscious beings of how we are creating specific versions of the future in our day-to-day living. So I've got my trusty deck of cards here. This is one way of picking a card. Here, you can try this if you want. If you get your deck of cards, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. Center yourselves. I like to focus on my heart. I like to bring my attention as I breathe into the heart. Just quieten your mind. Your heart is kind of like this inner and higher vibratory level of guidance to your mind and to your brain. We're going to cut the deck a few times just to mix it up. And then we're going to draw a card, and this will be the third cut. There we go. This is the Hierophant. And it's a little bit backwards on this card because I'm on a selfie mode on my phone. I don't trust my own video taking qualities, but this is the Hierophant, who is seen as this inner intuitive guide in our lives. So he's a part of the major arcana, and he represents this inner guidance from above. He can represent a typical and traditional spiritual path, as well as a non-typical spiritual path, and the receiving of guidance from this guide within. So for me, if this this series of videos can be a way for you to connect to your inner Hierophant, then great. I'm sure we'll pull many more cards over the series of these videos, and I'm going to give you much more in-depth and deeper levels of translation of what the cards mean. I would love you to make any comments, if you have any comments on this video, and subscribe or just like the post, so that you can stay tuned for all the future sharing that I'm going to be doing. And I wish you all a great day, and thank you very much for listening.